Football's been what I've done for 37 years. 3 years old and I was the water boy on my dad's football team. And I've been around the game every day ever since.
There, McCoy's gonna run. He's to the 30, to the 25,
I never doubt that I didn't give my best foot forward, that I didn't work harder. I couldn't watch more tape. I couldn't do more.
Up the right sideline for Sweet Limas. Touchdown, Texas! Colt McCoy, his 6th touchdown pass of the night. That was a Longhorn. McCoy scrambling, trying to keep the play alive.
Colt McCoy comes back to Texas victorious.
As I kind of move on from the game, I gave it all I had.
Team 2, Bill's going to be Team 3, John's going to be Team 4, Todd will be Team 5. Talking about games after that. So we'll rotate through the games, okay? And then,
I was born in Hobbs, New Mexico. I can't confirm or deny this, but they said that my dad drove across the border, wasn't that far, a few miles, filled up a shoebox full of dirt and slid it under the hospital bed so that I'd be born over Texas dirt.
I decided that if he wasn't going to be born in Texas, he could at least be born over Texas soil.
All my heroes growing up were the quarterbacks for my dad's high school football teams.
And Colt was one of those kids that was intensely interested in what was going on, to the point that he was on the sidelines a lot from a very young age, but he actually knew what was happening.
You know, I'll never forget it. We were in a playoff game one year. I think he might have been a 5th or 6th grader, and I feel somebody kind of tug at me, you know, and I'm looking, and it's my 5th grade son. He said, "Dad, throw the screen, throw the screen." I'm like, "What? Throw the screen?" And it's up. Well, I can't. Nothing else has worked. Why not try it? And we throw, and it goes for about 45, and we score the next play. And I'm like, "Okay, he sees it."
I just remember growing up when he would drop me off at school, or my mom would drop me off. They always told me, "Do your best and be a leader."
And you learn all those lessons when you play sports.
Having my dad as my coach was special. He pushed me to be the absolute best I could be, and if I was good enough, I could play. I just wanted to win every time I stepped inside those white lines. That competitive side of me just kept growing and growing and growing.
Colt made the guys in his high school better, you know, because they didn't want to let Colt down.
I wanted to be the best. You know, I seen all the guys that my dad had coached. I wanted to be better than all of them, right? And I knew what that took and what that looked like and smelled like and tasted like, because I got to see a bunch of different versions of it. I just committed myself to being able to do that.
McCoy's gonna run. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Colt McCoy, he dives, he's in, touchdown! Colt McCoy.
We were undefeated Colt's junior year. We lost the state championship. We were on the field offensively when the game ended. We get beat by a touchdown. Everybody's kind of heartbroken. I look out there and Colt's on the ground. I didn't know if he got hit in the last play, so I make my way out to him, and he's just struggling. And I said, "You okay?" And he was heaving, and he was just crying. He was just distraught. And I'm like, "Hey, man, you're okay. We're going to line up and do it again next year. Good job." And he just kept on. It got to the point I got mad at him. And I said, "Hey, suck it up. Let's go. Take it. You know, you're a big boy. We got beat. Let's go." And he looked at me and said, "I don't know how." So when you don't know how? He said, "I don't know how to do this. I've never been on the field after I lost." He's a junior in high school. He'd been undefeated as a 7th grader, undefeated as an 8th grader, undefeated on our freshman team, undefeated as a sophomore. Junior year, we were 15-0, and that was the first time he'd ever been standing on a field after a loss. And that hit me really hard. I mean, that's unbelievable.
People just kept asking me as he grew, you know, can he play at Texas? I said, I don't know. I've never coached Division I, but I know what he can do, and people will follow him.
It's hard to get recruited when you grow up in a town of 700 people.
I'll never forget the day that the phone rang and I got to answer. Mac Brown was on the other end of the line wanting to talk to Coach McCoy. And I don't think it really set in on how special that was.
He graduated from high school, was 6'2", 168 pounds. He got a full scholarship at the University of Texas. It wasn't because he was bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody. It's because Mac Brown had seen those relational skills, those leadership skills, how his teammates followed him through high school, how he made them better.
When Texas offered me, it was kind of like yeah, this is what we're gonna do. That just doesn't happen where I grew up. I don't know that anybody's expectations were for me to go in there and play 4 years at the flagship school of our state, right? I don't think I expected that. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. The Texas Longhorns, when they're good, college football is good. When my dad dropped me off, Coach Brown knew I was a coach's kid. He knew I grew up around the game. He knew I knew the expectations. And so he pushed me hard all the time. There was no shortcuts. There was nothing going to be handed to me. But I realized real quickly there was going to have to be some massive changes for me if I ever wanted to play here. When I got to UT, I was a little bit under 6'1" and 170 pounds. And like looking around and being like, I don't think I belong here. I put on a bunch of weight. I got stronger. I sat in meetings every day. I ran the scout team. I asked everybody questions all the time. What about this? What about this? I absorbed everything. When we were at the Rose Bowl, the night before the game, I've run the scout team, giving it my best all week, and now it's like I'm just eating hamburgers. I don't do anything. But we're at Universal Studio, and Vince, he comes up to me, puts his arm around me and says, hey, young fella, like this is my last game, right? This is gonna be your show next year. I knew that he was gonna go out and play well in the game, and I knew he was gonna go to the NFL. And so I didn't sleep that night. Can I do this, right? There was a long period, that break after the Rose Bowl game before we went back to school, of just like, can I do this?
You're following a program that just won the national championship. I mean, that's stress.
I have to figure out who I'm gonna be and how I'm gonna do this. We had got Jevin Sneed as a freshman, and it was basically he and I gonna, may the best man win, as Coach Brown said. I wasn't looking to the first game. I was looking at, I wanna win this job. I wanna win this job. I wanna be the best for this team. What am I doing today to make myself the best? Coach Brown told me that I would start the first game as a freshman, but that we were both gonna play. And so I said, okay, well, all right. Like, my job is to not come off this field again, right? And we go in and play North Texas, and I throw 4 touchdowns, and I don't ever come off the field again.
Scrambles left, escapes a tackle, looks, fires for the end zone. That ball is juggled and caught. Touchdown, Texas! Bootleg, rolls right, throws right, the end zone, caught. Touchdown! Rolling back right, McCoy. He's looking toward Pittman in the end zone, throws back over the middle, caught. Touchdown, Texas! Pulled back the pass. He's going deep up the right sideline for Sweet. Limas adjusts. He makes the catch.
Playing at the University of Texas, like, I owned that. I was playing for all of them. I recognized that, like, that's the best school in our state. And I get to play here, like, nothing but my best.
I remember Colt from the very beginning. He was like, I want to win a national championship. That's my goal.
Since he was in the 7th grade, I've been calling plays. I've been calling protections. I've been doing everything to make him safe, protect him, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in the stands and somebody else is doing that. The pride of that, and watching the games that he came back and led his team in.
But instead, wide open, simply caught. Touchdown.
Freshman year, won the Alamo Bowl.
Looks, lofts in the corner, looking for Sweet. Limas the catch. Touchdown, Texas.
That's a step in the right direction, but we can't be going to the Alamo Bowl anymore, right? Like, that's not good enough. That's not the expectation. Got banged up my sophomore year, turned the ball over too much. Some days you didn't want to go to class because you were frustrated. Hold these expectations, these traditions. So we get into the bowl game prep. We're gonna go play Arizona State in the Holiday Bowl. And Coach Brown calls me up and says, well, I've watched all your tape. I appreciate you fighting through injuries. You're the leader of this football team. Guys follow you, but it hasn't been good enough. You're gonna split reps with the other quarterback in the bowl game as a sophomore. I've played almost 25 games up to this point. And so I was like, okay. We split time in the first half of the Arizona State Holiday Bowl. I still won MVP, don't get it twisted. But the pressure and the expectations were well known. Not only was I pissed off about that, what I ultimately settled on was like, you know what, he's right, it wasn't good enough. I gotta be better. It worked. I was super pissed about it, but it worked.
Down the sidelines, the 10, the 5, touchdown Texas. How about Colt McCoy?
crazy because I just wanted to tell everybody, hey, I know that guy.
And we could not have dinner for the amount of people that would line up and want autographs. I'm your biggest fan. And I was like, I know you are, but I'm his mom, and I just really want him to be able to eat. I mean, he's tired.
It's a rolling left, looking to throw a long, still looks, now fires for the end zone, Shipley, did he make the catch? He did! Touchdown, Texas!
It was really cool to see him in the background, just so steady and so focused and so humble too. I think he did a great job of celebrating his teammates and those around him, but he never really celebrated and let it affect him. Okay, well, I guess I'll enjoy it because he's not going to.
And it's coming. McCoy fires for the end zone, looking for Cosby. Oh my goodness, he caught it! Touchdown!
We won basically every award outside of the Heisman, you know, and a lot of them for a couple times. And it was a representation of how good our coaches were, you know, how great my teammates were. This means a whole lot to me. Yes, I'm thankful for this. And I worked really hard, but I couldn't do this without everybody else. I almost left to go to the NFL after my junior year. I was projected as a first-round pick, mid to late first-round pick. I could care less about going back to a Heisman Trophy ceremony. Like, I want to win the national championship. And when Coach Brown and I talked about it in his office, like, he committed to it, I committed, we knew we had a chance. I want to win a national championship. And that's going to drive me all off season. That's going to be my goal, and that's why I'm staying. And, you know, the bond and the camaraderie, the joy that we all had playing together. We had battled through a bunch. A lot of adversity that year. So much that people didn't understand or recognize or realize. And to get to that point was a credit to everybody.
Shipley, he'll score! Touchdown, Texas! Oh, mama!
Playing in the Rose Bowl is, I mean, there's nothing like it. And I felt great about the plan. I knew that Saban was going to pressure us. I knew every blitz he had. I knew every coverage behind that blitz. I'd watched it all week long. I mean, I was ready.
Now the option look, and Colt McCoy, dang. Colt is hurt. That means the untested freshman, that's Garrett Gilbert.
One of the most unfortunate things of my career, it was just, you know, to have that one just not been able to play that game, that stung. That will always sting.
You know, he was sitting in the training room all by himself. He'd run everybody else out. And he just looked at me, he said, Dad, I had them. I said, I had them. I knew what they were doing before they did it. Why does this stuff happen? There's no answer to why, but you know, I just flashed back to that high school game that he lost. Now, all of a sudden, we're here again. He said, I would have given anything. Every award I ever won, I would give anything to just have finished with my team.
I questioned God, you know, of all the people, why Colt?
Injuries happen. There's a 100% chance you're going to get hurt. You just don't want to get hurt in that moment, on that stage, and in that game. And that's the part that's tough. You know, I felt like I let everyone else down. That was the hardest part for me. I can deal with an injury. It was my teammates.
I was telling my daughter, I explained, you know, your dad had this really exciting game. You know, he got hurt and they lost and it was so disappointing, and I'll cry even thinking about it, but I loved that I got to point her to his interview of handling defeat the way he did.
Texas quarterback Colt McCoy. Colt, what was it like for you to watch this game, your last game in a Longhorn uniform from the sideline?
I love this game. I have a passion for this game. I've done everything I can to contribute to my team, and we made it this far. And it's unfortunate I didn't get to play. I would have given. I'd have given everything I had to be out there with my team. But congratulations to Alabama. I love the way our team fought. Things happen the way they do. God is in control of my life, and I know that nothing else, I'm standing on the rock.
Days after that, I just was depressed and down, frustrated and angry because I felt like I let everyone else down. This thing bothered me my whole career. I'm reminded of this all the time, right? This isn't something that just goes away. So when I went to the combine, you're seeing all these like team doctors and everyone's trying to figure out, they got their own diagnosis. We can't draft, we can't. We don't know if he's gonna, when his shoulder's gonna be ready. I think that scared off a bunch of teams that were probably interested in me earlier, and the Browns took a flyer on me in the 3rd round. At the time, I just was so frustrated as a competitor because I knew I was gonna be better, and I was just helpless at the time.
Young quarterback Colt McCoy. Yeah, Colt McCoy's all eyes will be on him and his second.
Jake Delhomme gets hurt, and Colt has to walk in as a rookie and start on a team that wasn't real strong.
I wasn't fully healthy. Like my whole rookie year, I was not fully healthy. But I actually played pretty good my rookie year.
McCoy throws on the run and is caught.
But I loved Cleveland. I gave it my all. I got no regrets in Cleveland.
It shows you something about Colt McCoy.
I just wanted to win more. I'm racking my brain. Every Sunday night, I'd go home and just put my face in my hands and be like,
Colt's expectations on himself were just so high, trying to do it all. He's trying to be the best on the field, the best in the locker room, the best husband. You're just married, so we were just learning how to navigate.
What else can I do? Like, I have to work harder. I got to figure this out. Like, I'm better than this. We're better than this. I just could never figure it out. I felt my football days were about, like, I was like, I don't know what to do.
All right, so we're good stuff. If you don't have your t-shirt on, we kind of want you to do that, maybe at the first break.
Cleveland was just so taxing on his body, on just the stress that he had.
You guys ready to have some fun today? Yes, sir! Hey, let's do this, man. We got great weather.
I don't know that he really got to enjoy football, maybe like he used to. And so once we got to San Francisco, he absolutely lit up. And that team just had so many awesome veterans too, just to see that is how you win. This is the caliber players. This is what they do in the building, and be able to sit back and learn how you should be able to when you're 24.
San Francisco revived my career. And then I had a chance to become a free agent for the first time, and that's when I signed in Washington, and I played there for 7 years. I wanted to play for Jay. I had loved watching his offenses play. The coaching staff that we had there, from him to Sean McVay, I mean, I could go down the list. I was able to just re-immerse myself into football. That was the most fun I had in a long time. I was playing in a system that I really liked and enjoyed. I understood the why. It was fun again. Like, football was fun again. Like a pick-me-up, B12 shot. Like, I enjoyed it again.
He texted us and said, hey, I'm starting on Monday Night Football versus the Cowboys. I want y'all there. And so the guys got together, got us tickets. We're up there going nuts for the Redskins, about to get killed by all these Cowboy fans. And we finally said, listen, we're rooting for Colt, not the Redskins. And we want him to have a good game because we coached him.
Boy, looks deep, takes a shot to Sean Jackson, breaking free, and caught it at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, play action pass, shot downfield to Deshaun Jackson, separating, bang, hauling it in. Jackson inside the 10, 1st and goal, Washington. How about that? Quarterback draw, McCoy, touchdown!
And then all of a sudden, just like in everything else, our whole section is rooting for Colt, even though they're Cowboys fans.
Victorious.
Football's hard. Like, there's nothing about this game that's easy. And when you recognize that, and then you go out there and you just do it over and over and over, day after day, like, you start to see a little bit of improvement. I played in Washington for 7 years, and I had many chances to start and be the guy, and I battled injuries in those seasons. The hardest part about the NFL is injuries. At least for me. Like, I just was always banged up, and I always had something, and times where I felt like I could kind of take the job and run with it, something would happen.
really, I would say he's had a lot of instances in his career. With as many wins, the disappointments have been major disappointments.
The faith of that kid is huge, because it just, every time he got in a position to be the guy, you know, something happens.
He has fought his way through, but he would tell you, and I would tell you, and his dad and Rachel would tell you that their faith has got them through. And that is something that's going to carry him on to the rest of the life that he's going to lead.
I think there's definitely injuries that anger you, especially when they come in the wrong times, right? Like senior year in college, or a couple years I had in Washington where I was playing good, and then just kind of something happens, break your leg, you break your thumb.
He had, I think, 4 surgeries in 5 months, or a lot, quite a bit. And our girls were old enough, they were toddlers at the time, and so they saw how difficult it was. It was awesome in hindsight that our kids got to see him struggle and see how he came out of it and how hard he worked, and that this isn't just something that he's walked into and was handed. To have that perspective of the struggle too, I think has just been a gift.
You know, every day I approached it as, what can I learn today? How can I grow? Like, I know the physical tools that God gave me, I'm grateful for them, but my edge is, how can I outsmart somebody else? What else can I learn? How can I grow to make sure that, like, quick second decisions are done? I'm confident in those, that I can recognize coverage, that I can recognize pressures and blitzes and fronts, how they match up. All, like, that's what I've trained my mind and my brain to do year after year after year after year. And that's why I love the game. One chapter of it is coming to an end, the chapter of going out there and playing. I can't, my elbow just not gonna allow me to do that. That's not an excuse, that's just how it is. But the love for the game, the passion for it, the enjoyment I find from it. Listen, like, I love football. It's a beautiful sport, it's a great game, and it's taught me so much about my makeup, my DNA, my competitive spirit. I'm very, very, very appreciative of it. I hate that I can't play anymore, but I'm also grateful for what the good Lord allowed me to do, and how long I got to play. Like, as a kid growing up in West Texas, like, you know, we all have dreams, but pushing myself and working and being fortunate to be around great people and coaches and teammates, it was a dream come true. There's a lot of things I want to pursue and learn and go chase.
I'm so excited to see him learn a new craft and to be able to put passion into something else.
Being around a great group of guys at Underdog and being able to talk scheme and football is a blessing. And it comes from a really pure place in my heart of, like, talking up, like, how good these guys are, how tough it is to play at the professional level, at any position. And then to be able to be in a booth and call games and be in awesome stadiums and atmospheres. Whatever the next chapter holds, I'm excited for, and I'm truly grateful for my career in the NFL. And there was highs and lows, and yeah, there was things that I would have loved to accomplish and didn't. But, you know, I didn't come to UT to go to the NFL. Like, I came to UT to come play football, and it turned into a 14-year career in the NFL, which I'm very grateful for and humbled by. But I'd be crazy to not say that there was so many people from this place in particular that impacted me, and as a person, as an athlete, as a quarterback. So, I mean, I can't thank enough people. You know who you are. But I get a little choked up when you walk in here and you start thinking about, like, man, this was kind of a place where I developed confidence and I won a job, and then I got to play for 4 years. I don't know if anybody's ever going to do that again. Through it all, like, I became a better man, and, you know, I'm so grateful for that.